I'm thinking about the process of adopting a tool such as middleware, or even an organization or a tech team focusing or starting to focus on DORA metrics. Let's say there is like a middle manager or like a CTO or even a developer who's just very excited about adopting something like this, which is focusing more on the DORA metrics, having a tool such as middleware. How do you convince the other team members? How do you convince the business team members? How do you get buy-in within your team that this is a good idea?
Yeah, that's a very good question. So there are two types of challenges usually when we are trying to implement a tool like middleware. One is not everyone is data driven, right? It's a journey. It's still a new paradigm because engineering teams were not used to working with metrics. It's only the other departments like sales, marketing, and everyone else kind of working with metrics. So the second buy-in that you told me, that how do you convince business, is easier today in this weather because earlier CTOs were not questioned for anything. Now CTOs are questioned for everything when it comes down to money matters and budget utilization. So the business teams are already asking CTOs for metrics. So the boardrooms and like all the discussions where other stakeholders are on the call, everyone is presenting numbers except engineering team. So the buy-in is already there. So you have to do it in some ways. I think the tougher job is to drive a change in behavior for management and how they utilize uh, data in their actions. For that, the key thing is choosing the right metrics. And for that, the most successful implementations that I've seen have a leader who's very clear on what they want to do in the next few months, years. What is the end state is they are very clear. And hence that clarity lets them choose the right metrics. For example, if you want to scale up your team from 200 to 400, so for sure you need a certain way of how a team is run. So if you want to make a playbook and today your team is struggling with speed, then you would solve for processes with speed and make that in the playbook. Then soon they'll have quality problems and then you'll solve for that. So essentially, if the leader knows that I have to scale up and I have to bring my team to this certain level of delivery, then it becomes very easy because the leader drives the change, educates the team, gives them the metric. The problems occur when the leader themselves are not clear on what they want to do, and when they are just looking for a metric. That's when it becomes difficult because they are trying to seek answers from a metric framework, which I think is not the right way. Metrics are just guiding lights, but you have to seek the direction. So metrics are everywhere. So you will get overwhelmed with a lot of metrics, and that's an anti-pattern as we see in many products. So explicitly in middleware, we manage to keep those isolated paths. So if you're on a certain path, we do not show you any other metric. So we try to be concentrated on the signals in that region. Uh, so that's what we do. Anytime we have a leader who's just looking for metrics, we try to understand what their goals are and then choose the right metric system for them and then implement it. Because once you have the leader, whether it is an engineering manager, whether it is a senior engineering manager, a director, or a CTO, it's very important to understand what the leader is trying to achieve, then suggest them the right set of metrics, whether by our content or by like just a conversation. And that's when they start using middleware, drive that change, get the buy-in from other team members.